Red Letter Media watches a lot of exploitation films. Exploitation films are those old, like, 80s, overly sexy, overly, they're kind of like misogynistic, super violent films where they're all revenge stories. And a lot of times people get raped. That's like a thing. It's a lot of rape. I watch a lot of Best of the Worst. It's my favorite thing on YouTube. And they always watch these old exploitation movies. And it's all weird, hilarious looking thugs raping women. And then it's some revenge story at the end. So there's a new one out called Revenge. And it's a very stylistic exploitation film. It's almost like, it is the drive of exploitation movies. It's directed by a woman. It's written by a woman. And it's done in a way that it not only does it take itself seriously like all the old movies did, and they were bad. They're funny because they took themselves seriously, but they're just bad in general. This one takes itself really seriously. It's really fun, really exaggerated, and I'm sure it's the best of its kind, the best of its genre. The lead actress, I don't know her name, I don't care to, because she doesn't say a word, but she was great. She was like a Mad Max type girl. She wasn't fake. She wasn't like a Sarah Connor. She wasn't grabbing guns and slaughtering people. She didn't have skills. She wasn't the chick from You're Next, where she all of a sudden became really good at killing. She was very inexperienced. Every time she grabbed that shotgun, the first time she shoots it, she falls down. And I love that. I was like, look at that, realistic. But she gets raped in the beginning by this gross guy. She dances with him, and he immediately assumes that means she wants to have sex with him. So he rapes her. Her evil Nazi boyfriend guy pushes her off a cliff. The most exaggerated point of the film happens where she lands through a tree. That's the only part of the movie I'm just like, that's a little too exaggerated. Because she lands penetrated by a tree. She's just like crucified right there. And she pulls herself out of that somehow. So that part of the movie, I was like, I understand it's supposed to be exaggerated, but I was like, that is too exaggerated. She fixes herself, and my second real critique of the film goes when she tries to heal the wound by cauterizing it with a heated up metal beer can that she flattened out using a knife, and it has a phoenix on it, a bird on it, and they beat you over the head with symbolism of what the bird is supposed to be. It's like, a phoenix rise from the ashes. Well, they cut to fire, they cut to a bird flying, they cut to her having flashbacks, and they cut to a burnt in tattoo now of the phoenix on her skin. And I was like, I get it. I wish they just flashed it, but they went on that scene for far too long. Oversaturated it into your brain. And that dream sequence I didn't really like. I like the flashy images, but I didn't like how many times she woke up. She wakes up like 6 times. And not to mention the Phoenix thing is overdone. But this movie is very tense. I like that each individual person has their moment with her. It's like a showdown. And it's not unrealistic whatsoever. She essentially gets lucky, but not too lucky. Like, she meets the first guy and he starts drowning her. And she just gets lucky by the fact that she grabs his knife and sticks him in the eye. But she had no idea what she was doing. She got her butt whooped. And then when she goes up to the second guy, she again has no idea what she's really doing. She's just following him. And she shoots him. And the only advantage she has is that she has a gun. And he steps on glass, to her luck. That slows him down. And then what does he do? I think she shoots him again. I forgot what happened to him. Oh my god, I forgot what happened to the second guy. I'm assuming he gets shot again. So then she comes up to the main guy, the third guy, and he has a very cool shot with him riding a motorcycle, and you just see his helmet. I thought that was a very cool stylistic shot. It was like a Nicholas Winding Refn shot. But he enters the house, and if anyone says this movie is glorifying her sexuality too much, it's completely backwards. One, you're only saying that because you're assuming a man directed it. When a woman directs it, you're like, oh no, it's empowering, blah, 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 all that BS. The dude, her boyfriend guy, the guy who pushed her off a cliff, is naked so much in this movie. Far more than she was. She gave a sexy dance. He's naked the whole last act. The whole climax of the film. But he and her have a cat and mouse in this. And it's one thing to notice is the windows. when you first see this girl being looked at by the guy, the predator guy, he sees her as a like a teeny bopper. He's looking at her through the pink glass window. She has all glass accessories or all pink accessories. She has pink earrings, pink lipstick, lollipop in her mouth, a pink T-shirt says "I love LA," pink iPad, pink underwear. So she's all pink and she's all innocent. Then when she comes back, she looks like Laura Croft. She's holding a shotgun, dripping blood that looks black through the blue filter, and she's shaking, but she killed 2 people. So it's a very cool shot of the juxtaposition of who she was inside the house and who she is outside of the house. And now she's the predator. She's the one outside of the house looking in. That was a very cool shot. But she ends up in a very cool, tense, violent sequence that's super bloody where she shoots her boyfriend. It's really epic. They both whoop each other's butts. And the whole climax I thought was amazing. And the fact that it wasn't filled with like evil speeches. Minus his one line that I was like, no. You went this whole film without making it a feminist movie? And then he says, why do women always gotta fight back? And I was like, oh my god. But then she shoots him, so it's all good. And what I like about this movie is, much like Wonder Woman, 2 movies I expected to be very feminist, and they're like, oh my god, men are the worst, men are the most evil things. Wonder Woman wasn't whatsoever, not to the slightest degree was a feminist. They didn't hit you with that at all. I know everyone tried to make it feminist, say, oh my god, strong women. Yeah. But they didn't care. They didn't say, we're stronger than men, and men are the reason for this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. She was tag team with men. She fell in love with a man, blah, blah, blah. This movie didn't beat you over the head with that either. They made it really clear that guy's a rapist, but it's not a men are rapist thing. And other than that, the final line, also, well, her not being a Sarah Connor-like character, or that girl from Your Next, just whooping everybody, is also very not feminist. Because you figured that she'd be like a killing man, a killing machine man. She'd be a Terminator. But the final line that he said is the only thing that puts it over the edge right there. I was like, no, you had to say something that makes this a political statement. Well, other than that line, I'm over that line now. The climax of the movie is great. The last shot is cool. The title is cool. The whole movie is very cool. The music is cool. The editing is amazing. It's a very cool, stylistic, exploitative revenge film. And I liked it quite a bit. Highly recommend it. See it.